Hello, Self, Ohana, Cosmos, Universe. Soul Dr. Nick here. It is March 13th, 2024, 6:44 a.m., 2025, 6:44 a.m. And this is Magic Mirror Work, already part two, because part one, I wanted to turn off an alarm and turn off air, put it on airplane mode, all this stuff. And unfortunately, even though I tried to pause the video, it stopped. So we're starting again. And remind myself this is Magic Mirror Work. So this is for me, by me, through me, as me. Your choice to watch. Don't recommend it, and you're welcome. I'm not trying to push you away anymore. That's what I was doing before too. I was like, get out of here. I don't want to be seen. And if I don't want to be seen, then why the fuck am I putting this on YouTube? It's because I'm willing to not just look in the mirror right now. I'm willing to look in the mirror and be seen. And that's part of my biggest work, is actually seeing people just as they are. And it takes such courage to do that. It's funny because I laugh sometimes. This is the work that I get to do. I'm like, you're paying me what feels like good money for me to be here, to be with you, so you can be seen, so you can actually see that you're seeing yourself all the time and judging yourself. And this is me seeing myself and judging myself. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about what's alive, going through affirmations, going through my love list, going through my purpose statement, taking a look at what I want to grow, because this morning I'm preparing for a call. I'm preparing for what seems like a very familiar call. How do I support someone to see that they both have needs and desires? And usually they're big dreams. They're big dreams. There's either a big change, a big thing that they want to birth, a creation. And as much as I and we, and my practice today is not to project my stuff onto them, just to know that I am a reflection of them and they're a reflection of me, but they don't have to see things the same way, is that there's so much that says, oh, I want this. I really, really want this. But I'm going to give you 100 reasons why it can't happen yet. And in giving those reasons, I can't see that there's a part of me that actually doesn't want it. And that's the part to actually own. What I admire about many of the people I talk to is they're such amazing doers. They get stuff done. In my world, I judge myself as not a doer. And it's funny because recently I've been doing some for some friends. They've been asking me to help do some stuff. I've been able to do it. But I often say, I'm not a doer. I'm the visionary, I'm the dreamer. And because the people that I work with are such doers, when something isn't done, I have to reflect back. If your mind and your body and your state and your true desire actually knew how to make this happen, it would have already happened. That's the beautiful thing about you. The work really is to see what it is that's blocking it and to dissolve that. And right now, the methods that I have, I love doing it with the breath. Coming consistently dissolves it. And I love that I received a message from someone. It's like, oh, I've had a new octave of safety. Oh my God, of surrender, of release, of letting go. And then for those that are willing to do the ceremonial work, and it is a minority of people, but those who are willing to know who they are going to be and they self-select. Oh my God, what's so beautiful to having about transformative experience, and having a transformative experience that's actually fun. Recently, because I've been doing so much more with each of my breath sessions, sometimes people are like, oh my God, are you exerting yourself too much? I'm like, this is fun. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. Yes, I feel tired the next day. Yes, it may take energy. And I'm still working on that part. But in the moment and the aftershock, so much fun and so much learning. Yesterday was a wave of energy. It's funny, I'm gonna probably promote the juicer I have again, Nama J2 Juicer. And still haven't figured out a way to actually get some credit for that, and that's okay. But yeah, I juiced with my son for about an hour and a half, and we juiced like 7-8 liters. So I'm excited about it. I've got some of the green juice here. So you won't be able to see it because I'm going to make this black and white. And my screen on my phone is as often as possible black and white, to really decrease the excitement of looking at all these colors. Because I know now when I turn on the colors, it feels too vibrant almost. That aliveness on the screen definitely makes me want to look at the screen more. I won't lie there. When I actually have free time to myself, sometimes it is noticing how much of a draw I have just to be on screens. and also to honor it. Yesterday I watched the movie Conclave, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I watched something fictional and very much grounded in today's reality, especially with the health of the Pope right now. The Pope could, for all I know, be dead right now, and they could all be preparing for it. I don't try to keep track of it all. And I appreciate that fictional depiction of the war that's inside, the battle that's inside, the scheming that's inside, to create what's next. And it's when humans try to deny that the scheming is there. The scheming lives inside me. I often take a look, like in every yes there's a no, and every no there's a yes. In my head, as much as I am practicing truly gifting, there's a little bit of, I call it a ledger. It's funny because it's a ledger, like the ledger for cryptocurrency. It's always keeping account of things. And I've met other people who've called it a quota. It's like, I've got a quota of favors, and as long as I'm positive. And there's a part of me that I first was like, I don't do that. It's like, no, wait, I just, in my own head, strategize better by saying that I'm ahead. But what's always really funny is I don't actually know when the ledger started, and I don't know when it'll end. It's just like life. I don't know where it starts and where it ends. And if you don't know where the beginning and the end is, it's a lie to say that my current mind has a ledger that's accurate. I have no idea of our past lives. I have no idea how things carry over. And over, I'm reminded we're infinite beings living finite human lives, probably. And then I really appreciate, I've been listening to the telepathy tapes. And if you haven't listened yet, I recommend it. I've been jumping all over the place because I've been falling asleep to them. So there's parts that I do not remember at all with my conscious mind. But I'm listening that way because it's playing with my subconscious in a way that I think is serving me right now. I'm feeling tired from it, but it's a fun little dance. And one of the things is that the base of everything isn't physics, it's consciousness. There's this etheric creation field around us all the time. And if we can actually honor that, and that we don't understand it yet, we may never understand it. And that's the thing with science, is that there's so many things that we will never actually, and I say never because my human mind, my current way of thinking, can't even comprehend how, understand it fully. And it's okay that we don't understand it fully. I don't need to understand it fully in order to enjoy it, in order to live it. And that's a beautiful reminder. It's like, if we had to understand something in order to be able to use it, then we literally wouldn't function. And how much do we understand imperfectly? Do I understand imperfectly? Non-local events. How do things happen? How do we have those synchronicities, right? How does someone know that something's going on halfway around the world? How do we influence each other and have it feel like we're right there? How have there been so many stories of events that have happened, whether it's animals, whether it's people and their synchronicities? And so, do I see that other people have gifts that I've never even experienced? Yes. Are there possibilities for all those things? Yes. Is there a hidden order to things? It appears more and more so like there is. And often I've gotten caught up with the order of things that have been presented to me. And that's why these days, it was funny, like there's a lot of terms being thrown out, whether someone's good, bad, even the more strongly energetic terms like fascist, dictator, authoritarian, narcissistic, liberal even, or progressive, or they're looking at climate change, or they believe in global warming. All of these things are labels which everyone, I imagine, or most people who are saying them, think that they're actually saying something objective. And what I really appreciate about working with Dr. Demartini is he's like, look at the traits, actions, and inactions of someone you admire or despise. And often, initially, it's stepping away from the trait and stepping the action, the inaction, because the trait we think is they're loyal or they're integrous, but the action they may have done is they agreed with me. They said yes to me, and that means loyal. If they said no to me, I'd be like, that's disloyal, versus that actually may be the most loyal thing there is. And I'm couching myself. I can even tell myself, and this is magic mirror work, right? So this is me being honest with myself. I would want to say something even more directly, but there's a part of me that's scared. What is the backlash that might happen? And I'm practicing not slowly, I'm practicing revealing more and more layers, practicing my own authenticity, practicing my own intimacy, and practicing noticing when it's not fully there. The first piece is just awareness. But all these strong labels, even for myself, like I will give myself labels. Oh man, I'm selfish. Oh man, I'm lazy. And am I actually? I'm here before 7 a.m. getting ready for things. I could have climbed back into bed. Every day I'm waking up before my alarm. Does that mean I'm not lazy though either? No, because I'm doing things that I'm excited about. So is that bad? Like what has it, and I was talking to someone about this, what has that work has to be something, oh man, it's a drudgery that I'm willing to do and sacrifice myself for in order to create money or a change in the world, and then I get to go home and play. And I'm like, fuck no. I want my work and my play and everything else in between to be the same. Play, fun. And when I'm not there, I'm going to notice it, and that's actually the work at times. And I can get excited by that too, and that's part of it. That's part of our work right now with the soul immersion or with the retreat that we're creating is how do we make it not just, oh my God, I'm in this time with Nick and team and we are having just the most amazing time ever, especially in the retreat. Like we're having the most amazing 6 days ever. This is fun. I'm in nature. I'm totally disconnected. I'm having an amazing time connecting with myself. Now take that and transport it and translocate it back into your real life with job, with kids, with debt, with stories, with pressures, with angers, all this stuff. And can you still be in that beautiful, peaceful state? Can you still actually experience that? And that's it for me as well. As my son was waking up this morning, scratching all the stuff, and I was tired. It's like, oh my God, I'm helping out. And it's a gift. I'm so lucky to be able to do this. And it really is a gift because where I'm at right now wouldn't have happened without my family. My beloved was acknowledging me. She's like, oh my God, you ran with this thing and you had no idea what you're up to. I had no idea what I was up to. Like a decade ago, 2015, I was in the pharmaceutical world, what I thought was the top of the game, making my 6 figures, having the external prestige, working in some of the biggest conferences, being able to use my MD, all of these things, having a really, like my grandfather's so proud of me. He's like, oh my God, this is the best. And coming back into the present. How did I get to here? Oh, I kept following the soul's calling. I kept following the threads. I kept going through the challenging moments, including another depression, including another burnout, including experiences of exile or betrayal, including feeling like my dreams are killed over and over again, including so many moves, so many shifts, and yet seeing it through. And for myself, it's actually getting more and more clear myself and my vision. Like, oh yeah, I'm here to do cool shit and I want to last not just my lifetime, but generations, 1,000 years afterwards. And how do I actually create that? And what is it that I actually want to create? And a big part of it is learning how do I create that as a father, and that relates to the child, that relates to the business. Because a father can say, oh, I'm turning my son into an obedient slave. And that will work as long as I'm there. The moment I'm not there, he's lost. He's lost. How does he make decisions without me? And that's the same thing with my business. If I actually turn this business into my obedient slave, how does it make decisions without me? And how do I augment it while I'm here? Because that's what I want to do. I want to guide, I want to facilitate, I want to teach. And I want to learn at the same time, because as I'm learning, everything I'm learning, I'm teaching. So it's a cycle that keeps feeding itself. And I'm going off in tangents. And I'm going off in tangents both because there's a part of me that naturally gravitates towards teaching and serving. And I remind myself magic mirror work. And there's a part that's learning through saying it out loud. Learning through seeing myself. So I'm saying it right now. So part of my practice right now is I'm practicing getting back into even more purposeful channeling. And my almost definition of channeling is letting go of that internal filter that is in here that switches from the direct transmission in to the direct transmission out. And that direct transmission in can be my own transmission, or when I'm working with someone is allowing and feeling so safe that I'm allowing some of their transmission to come through so they can hear it. And it's so much fun when that happens because it's a blend. I'm like, oh, I don't even remember saying what I said. I don't remember what happened, and it's cool, and I look forward to hearing about it. And right now, the frustrating thing for me is sometimes I don't even get to hear back what I want to hear back. Oh, Nick, you said this and this and this was so brilliant. I had this change, because that's what my ego wants to hear. Sometimes, even though I can imagine I wanted the recording because I wanted to see what I said, even if I say exactly what it is they may actually need to hear, they may not hear it because their conscious mind can filter it out. And just like my conscious mind over and over again filters things out. I'm just taking through the time, 6:59. Okay, so we're about to turn into 7 a.m. My call's at 8 a.m. I've got some alarms coming up. I've got some work to do. I've got to go over some statements. What else is there? So yesterday I also had a call where I felt like such pressure. I think I talked about that in yesterday's Magic Mirror. It's noticing myself more though. It's noticing my different ways of being. Yesterday I had time to myself and I finished making the juice. I had energy, I created more videos. And then I took time to myself and then I felt a little bit bad about taking time to myself. And then I felt tired and then I meditated and I napped and went out for dinner. That was beautiful. It's just a reminder. Every time we go for dinner, we're like, how lucky are we that we get to do this? This is not the least expensive thing to do, but we love doing it. We're at a restaurant where they enjoy us, we enjoy them. We spend more money than we intend to, and that's okay because it's such delicious, healthy food. And we get to reconnect, we get to chat. It's work as well because we're talking about work. There's so many things to debrief on. And then coming home and getting on my founders call with my founders and getting clearer and clearer over and over again. What is it that we're trying to create? We're trying to create something of high, in my own word, value. And over, it's how do I take a look at the values? Like, what am I creating? Well, the old version was, and it started off with separate, disparate things, right? Like creating discrete events. And I'm still gonna do some discrete events, I realize, because it's an entry point. But what discrete events I do are gonna be different than this overall container. The reason for the overall container is, okay, you want transformation and you've heard about ceremony. And it may be an option that you wanna take on. To actually maximize ceremony and to actually listen to your body, mind, and soul is we have this process to guide you in. Because for many people, if they say that they want to do this thing and they actually get to do it, there's a part that gets sick, that runs away, that avoids, that all the different things, because it's so much. Even for me, I was in the midst of having one of my most transformational ceremonies ever. And the night before, this is me having done many, I realized I was terrified. I was terrified because I'd experienced enough that I was like, this could really be challenging. And I'm glad I said that to the facilitator, and he was so kind, so gentle, such a reinforcement. And I was only able to do that because I had the trust that I could say that. Now, zooming out, I want to be able to support many people coming from very warm introduction to maybe not as warm introduction. And for everyone, I want to have, let's have a session for the body to see what's there. What is the resistance in the body actually receiving? What is the resistance in the mind in actually receiving? What is it in the soul that's actually resisting? Okay, let's bring all that together, because then we're going to bring it back and remind you that you are your own medicine. And we're going to meet your medicine versus overpower your medicine. And then we actually get to come together and have a really powerful ceremony where we're amplifying and elevating ourselves beyond what's imaginable on each modality on their own. And then as we come back to that and we're recombobulating, okay, how do we actually take the time to help support, integrate each step? And know that as we're bringing this back to the 3D world, there's going to be ripple effects, there's going to be seismic shifts even. And you get to walk hand in hand with someone who can guide you through it, guide you back to your process. And we do that for months because it's actually, that's the real fun part, is for several months you get to be guided back, till you finally realize, like, I'm guiding myself back, I'm guiding myself back, I'm guiding myself back. I am complete. Okay, I'm complete. What was that worth? Well, that's the reason we're getting really clear. What is it worth to you? What is the challenge in your life? Oh my God, I want to have a real intimate relationship. Oh my God, I want to have a child. Oh my God, I want to birth another part of company. Oh my God, I want to birth a certain level of wealth. Oh my God, I want to birth a certain level of health. Oh my God, I want to birth a familial relationship. I want to birth the leader in me. I want to actually take care of these traumas that I've been sitting around with, these fears that I'm sitting around with. And actually getting clear on what those are. I want to be with my insomnia, right? And sleep is just so many unresolved issues that you can't even keep track of. Got it. I want to deal with these things moving ahead in the future that I have no idea how to deal with. Got it. How do we keep coming back to this present moment, noticing all the judgment, all the guilts and shames that we hold on to? Thank you for giving me these opportunities. And right now, my work is in the translation, the clarity of it all. Part of it, I see so many people that are going to benefit from actually doing it for themselves. That's why this is an individual work. And then part of it, even in the retreats, is I've seen so many people, and it's not bad. So there's infinite number of retreats out there. And I'm grateful because my way of doing things isn't the right way. I want to have an opportunity for people to be guided down this way, which is, okay, I don't want to just go to a retreat container where I get to meet other awesome people. I actually want to step into it. This is probably part of what Fit for Service was for me, because it was a year-long container. I'm going to step into it with the commitment that I know they're going to keep continuing, but more deliberate work, grounding and preparing myself for the actual summit, getting together in person, which is always going to be amazing. And then so that when I leave the summit, there's the work to integrate it, and then we keep having moments of time to come back together, and then we get to create our own connections. And create your own connections you will. That's part of it. Whether it's lifelong friendships, whether it's business, whether it's just play, whether it's just reflections and mirrors, there will be connections made there. The one thing that I will say even now is that there will be an agreement that we're not going to make romantic relationships. For ideally at least the first 6 months within the container, because there's a little bit of bleed, it can get in the way of real radical intimacy. Oh, I'm not only seeing them, but I'm seeing them. And then that manipulative side comes out. That's even it for me. I've had the manipulative side of wanting to get what's mine. And I've been talking about that the other day, money. Because like, oh my God, we created such change, such profound change. How could you not want to pay us more? Because I got such big plans. Letting that go. Because that's not actually the place to do it either. And taking a look at that and the breath that I did the other day was such a reminder. Everything is perfect, exactly the way it is. We're trying to try so hard, we're trying to override ourselves, when we're trying to just keep doing, trying to be something we're actually not yet in this moment. We're pushing against, I am, own this for me, I am pushing against my own nature. Because my own nature just wants to play. And I'm learning how stepping into more of a leadership role, how to stepping into more structure, how to step into more firmness and kindness is actually allowing for more play. And I'm reinforcing these pathways versus just saying, I get it, I can go. That's part of the old part of perfection and needing to have an accelerated growth to show the world I'm having accelerated growth versus the acceptance of what is, the acceptance of the process, the acceptance of me, the human that I am too. So that was a bunch of riffing. I think that was pretty fun. I'm noticing there is a little bit of light outside. I can see the sky now at least, but it's still pretty darn dark. I'm going to take like some affirmations. I'm going to go over my love list, my purpose list, because those are important to me. It's important for me to actually ground myself, and this is part of it in the gratitude too. There's such gratitude. So I wrote to Courtney yesterday. I wrote to Elizabeth. I talked to Iris. Oh. I wrote to Sean. Talked to Iris recently. Okay. I've got to now this computer still seems glitchy at times. It's crazy. I was just taking a look at another article. There's almost a core rot inside of Apple, and hopefully this doesn't cut me off by saying that. And part of it, I believe, is when you lose sight of the vision and the purpose. Oh, big yawn as a reminder for myself, this is for me. Whenever you lose sight of the purpose or the vision and actually be clear who, what, when, where, why, what are we trying to say, and being transparent about it. Like, are they trying to do a social justice message? Are they trying to just capture market share? Are they just trying to keep up? What is it? Are they just trying to stay relevant? And then you lose sight. You've got so many people working on so many things, but is it really coordinated? And that's it for me right now, even with 2 other founders, over and over again, being able to be clear and transparent, especially with them, and saying, what is it that's going on for me? So they can help me translate, oh, this is the thing that you're actually dealing with. Because I'm like, oh, we got to talk about pricing. No, it's actually taking a look at what you see as your own value, and can you actually own your own value? Can you see the parts where you're having trouble owning it still? Because there's a part of me that I'm like, oh my God, I'm asking for so much. And then I'm like, oh my God, I already know I'm delivering so much. And how do I know that? Is that there's that part of me that keeps before wanting to ask for more. But it's after the fact, after I delivered it. And if I've done it over and over again, oh yeah. Like even my last breath, I'm like, that was definitely worth more than that. Whether they see it or not is not the point. I'm seeing it, which is, can I actually declare my worth? The universe is waiting for me to declare my worth. That's what this is. It's a declaration of my worth in dollar form, which can feel really weird and icky, or it can just be a representation. It isn't me. It's the same thing as this holographic universe, if you want to look at it that way. The hologram isn't the thing. It's the projection. How do we know that in a way? How do we have all these things that are not materialistic based? Right? Because then it comes back to the hologram, the non-local stuff, the quantum stuff. What if it is actually literally right next to each other because it's a projection from the hologram? It's just taking it back to source. If the hologram is one little tiny bit and it's a projection out and it looks like it's this far apart, but really the thing is actually this close, it's just we're only seeing it this far apart. That can be part of it. And there's so many different ways to look at the universe that it's so much fun. It's blending and bleeding science fiction versus reality to me. And what is reality? What is science fiction? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just getting excited. And again, magic mirror work, not for someone else. I'm saying that to myself. It's not that you can't be here. It's that the moments that I try to make this about you, the moments I'm not actually being as authentic, because I am doing this for my own growth primarily. I'm going to do hours of this. I already have done hours of this. I was joking to my team. I was like, I think I've uploaded like 50 hours at least this year of content, which is crazy. How do I have so much shit to say? And part of it is because I'm practicing this riffing. If I actually had focused questions, I could change it up. And that may be it too. I'm going to write my team. Let's see here. I wrote my team 2 things. One is we're creating a logo right now, and we're looking at hiring a logo person. And I'm grateful that my dear founder Marika is taking lead on this, because she's heard enough about what I've been saying, enough about my junk, all this stuff, and she's distilling it down into that kind of visual vision. And I'm grateful because each of us have different strengths, and I would love it to be one of my strengths, right? I've seen enough logos, I can recognize logos, but there's a part of me that almost has a push and aversion to being that person, probably, as I'm saying today now, because there's a part of me that's trying to aim for perfection. Like, I can't get it wrong. And part of it when you're designing something like that is it's getting it wrong first to get it right. And that's part of it. I'm better at getting it wrong here than I am doing that and with others. So she's taking the lead on that right now. And then as well for myself to realize the best thing I could do is in a few years be like, oh, we wanted something different. And I trust her. I'm really actually grateful because she's seen enough of me over the last year that she really has seen enough of my transparency that the essence is going to be in there. And it's the essence of us together. So then the second thing is that I asked my dear friend Matt especially, what questions does he want to give me so I can actually record specific videos that may be a little bit more purposeful and directed for people who actually want to watch something that's more purposeful and directed. So that was just what I wanted to say. I'm going to leave that now. What else was I coming here for? I was coming here for affirmations, but I wanted to say that. All right, 7:14. So I'm getting closer and closer to the time. Affirmations that I'm practicing every day. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. It's going to be a wunderbar day. I feel to heal. Everything is a story. The only constant is change. I always have a choice. I'm a master reader. Whatever I read, I retain. I have a photographic, audiographic mind. Whatever is really important to me, I got for life. The universe is my playground. The world is my home, and every country is another room in the house. Gratitude, love, inspiration, enthusiasm. Feelings that help people draw money to me. I'm grateful, I'm loving, I'm inspired, I'm enthusiastic. His dream has to die in order for mine to live. The universe is waiting for me to declare my worth. I said that earlier. The universe is waiting for me to declare my worth. And worth means so many different things. Waiting for me to declare my worth in every realm, not just the financial, because we often go back to that. What's the money worth that I say? But as well as just the idea of sustainable fair exchange. What is that? What is the worth of my time? What is the worth of me saying yes or no to things? That's why there's an upcoming book by Tim Ferriss about the power of no, about saying no. And that is so important. I'm saying no more often than I used to. And even then, I probably could say it much more. Because how do I say no to all those distractions? And I'm getting better, especially with my family. Because it's me being clear. Every time I veer off of what I'm doing, it actually takes energy to do that. Especially if I'm not excited about it. And before, I used to want to veer off because A, I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do, so I'd have an excuse. And then B, I'd be feeling like I had some value, whether it was for tech support or something else. Like we just changed colors, so that must be sunrise now then. And now I'm like, I don't want to fucking be tech support. And I've been tying it to my highest values. Right now, when my beloved, especially since she's at a certain crunch time, is asking for my support, I'm just a yes. I don't even question it. And I'm so grateful I've gotten to that point, because in the not questioning it, I'm supporting her even more than if I question, like, do you really need me? There are times to ask that. And I've been asking that for the past 4 years. Now when it's the critical time, and I know there's a lot going on, no. Because I want her at her very best as often as possible, because I have no idea what's going to happen next. And that's part of it for me. I often do all this work, and that's part of it, reminding myself, magic mirror work, this is me for me, that I create these spaces because I want to be able to respond to whatever wants to be responded to. I want to be more prepared and open for the visionary work. And part of it for me is noticing, how do I actually open the channel of creativity? And as I learn how to open my channel of creativity, I am better able to support others to open their channel of creativity, because we really want to be beings of creation. Whether it's creation and birthing a baby, birthing a business, birthing a relationship, birthing an idea, birthing a new way of being, birthing a home, birthing a vacation. So many ways of birthing things. Birthing the leader, birthing a way of being, birthing a product. And there's nothing better in the birthing room than safety and the calmness, and coming back to really it's safety though, because it's not always calmness. The calmness is inviting the rest to be there, so that when it's the flurry of activity, the flurry of activity has the fullness of the richness of the energy behind it. And often I stop during these affirmations when something's coming up, and I can notice when my mind has drifted off. If my mom was the mother I hoped she would be, I would not be the man I'm proud to be today. I am magnificent just the way I am. I listen to my immortal nature, and it knows. My true nature is love and wisdom. Wisdom is the instantaneous recognition that crisis is a blessing. Life is a gift. Thank you. No matter what I have done or have not done, I am worthy of love. I am made of light. What can harm me? I am worthy of having all of my dreams come true. How is this helping me fulfill my destiny? Love is all there is. Everything else is illusion. No matter what I have done or have not done, I am worthy of love. I am worth it. I deserve to have my dreams. I deserve to take the time to focus on the infinite details to create them. I have a human will, and I'll align it with divine will and allow it to fill me and inspire me to write out each dream in a specific fashion. I see my dreams with crystal clarity. I am worth having my dreams come true. The pain of regret outweighs the pain of discipline. A genius listens to the guidance of the soul and obeys. I am a genius, and I apply my wisdom. I do what I love, and I love what I do. I am a human being. I have every trait in perfect balance, and they all serve. Whatever I see is me. Whatever appears, I look for the other side, and I'm free. I take no credit and take no blame. This, too, is a lesson in love. Thank you for my skills and opportunities to participate in this world. And then I meet a sage, a wise being with a universal perspective. And what does he talk about? Eternity. He doesn't think in terms of mortal time and space. He thinks about forever. One answer to the 4 great questions is that we are stars. But love and light are equally true answers. The universe is an infinite school of unending spiritual light. We're here to learn, teach, and become our true nature, love and light. And those closest to us are our greatest teachers and students in the school of life. I look at great spans of time and see great order. In love, there is no loss. There is a vast intelligence running the world, and it is in order. Death is an illusion. Life just changes form. I have a great vision, and money flows to help me fulfill it. There is nothing to fix, but much to love. Happiness and sadness are the 2 sides of fulfillment. So, right now I'm realizing on my calls with people, on these intake calls, on these consultation calls, however I want to call them, it's really dream weaving calls. It's, can we actually weave the dream? Letting go and feeling safe enough that even if we see the dream with crystal clarity and we see how this program can guide us to our dreams, it's still okay to say no. What I invite you to do is let go of the blocks that even get you to that point of the dreams, because there are blocks that are getting you in the way of that point of the dreams. I want you to reveal the blocks, reveal the obstacles. You don't have to solve them yet, just reveal them to yourself so you can see more clearly what is there that's in the way. And as you see it, you can choose, is this something I'm ready and wanting and willing to deal with right now? And then we're going to keep looking, because there's more than you can imagine. There's more than you can imagine. And I often say that to everyone who's coming to see me. If you could have solved for it already, you would have. Which means that whatever it is that you say is your dream is already a reality. And you already know, if you're looking non-locally at time and space, it is a reality. How do you bring that reality closer sooner? And then as well, it is also not a reality, because that's part of the lie that we try to do these days. It's like, I already know it's a reality. It's like, no, there's a part of you that says, as much as you believe it to be so, does not believe it to be so. And it's okay to have both. Every yes is a no, every no is a yes. And what I want to support someone in is to reveal that to themselves. And whether I say that at the beginning or partway through, I'll have to see. And then keep him back to, you may say yes, you may say no at the end of this. That's okay. My goal is not to get to the yes or the no. If you do want to bring yourself there, the yes really is, and it's a real yes. You're like, I'm actually going to put money down in this. So don't try to do that. I don't need you to rush. There's spaciousness there. Also, after our call, notice when you're delaying though. After our call, this is you grappling with you. Do what you want with that time, but our time together, focus on you. Focus on you. Focus on receiving as much value as you can. I'm not trying to get you to a decision. I'm trying to actually make the most of our time together for you. Because if I can show you how valuable your time is and how much you can value your time when we're together, that's the biggest thing I can do, because I know how extremely valuable our time together is. I know what I'm pouring into it. And I know what you're capable of receiving. And I say, I know when I have no idea. I imagine. All right. Thank you for that little bit of insight for myself. I look at great spans of time and I see great order. In love, there is no loss. There is a vast intelligence running the world, and it is in order. Death is an illusion. Life just changes form. I have a great vision, and money flows to help me fulfill it. There is nothing to fix, but much to love. Happiness and sadness are the two sides of fulfillment. I speak from my heart, and people listen. If two people are exactly the same, one of them isn't necessary. Put them on a pedestal, put them in the pit. Love them for who they are, and they become who you love. There is nothing but love, and all else is illusion. Where is God not? Gratitude is heaven, ingratitude is hell. Everything serves, including me. Nothing is missing, it just changes form. There are no victims, just lessons in love. Forgiveness is a passing milestone on the path of love and truth. Thank you for giving me this experience. I talk to myself with respect to a great genius. I look for the genius in everyone I meet. I link everything I do to my mission, and I am inspired by my life. I walk through the darkened doorway where fear lurks, and I turn on the light. I listen to my heart, which awakens my genius. My genius elevates me beyond my daily illusions. We are going to finish this 500-piece puzzle today. Every day, in every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger. Every day I'm healthier. Every day I'm happier. Every day I'm clearer. I create my reality in every moment, in every hour, and every day. I am strength, I am love, I am joy. Make the rest of my life the best of my life. A genius is one who sees the guiding light of their soul, listens to the internal message, and obeys. I do what I love, and I love what I do. These are the 10 pillars: inspired action, loving service, silent presence, grateful prayer, divine guidance, sharing wisdom, caring sincerely, study truths, temperate rhythm, fair exchange. Fair exchange, temperate rhythm, study truths, caring sincerely, sharing wisdom. Divine guidance, grateful prayer, silent presence, loving service, inspired action. Inspired action, loving service, silent presence, grateful prayer, divine guidance. Sharing wisdom, caring sincerely, study truths, temperate rhythm, fair exchange. I am a conscious teacher, guide, facilitator, lover, father, husband, and I am present with each and every moment of life. Thank you. Wow. All right. Those are the affirmations for today. 7:26. Let's get to okay. And the car allowance. All right, so I am looking at now, oh, there we go. OneNote. Looking through my different lists right now first. Purpose statement. I, Nicholas Ho-Er Wong, hereby declare before myself, others, and God that my primary purpose in life is to be a soul doctor, first for myself, and then for all those around me by teaching, serving, guiding, facilitating. And I will do this through taking the highest priority actions every day, including taking the time for myself to explore, to do the magic mirror work, to grow, to do the DeMartini method, to practice affirmation and incantations, to look at my master life plan, to continue to hone in and be clear on what it is that I can most deliver into the world and practice delivering it. right now through my Ohana Sage and Ohana Breath companies with my founding partners, Marika and Matt, and eventually that will continue to expand, and I'll set up automatic systems for the intake and for the support and for sustainable fair exchange. Also for the auto magic savings of at least 10% and the investings and growing of assets, and the delegation of how to manage not just the money, but also the areas of life that are my lower priority actions and are so important and high in the valleys, especially those of my beloved and those I care about. I want to keep growing my biological family, as well as growing my Ohana or spiritual family, and I will also share what I learn as quickly as possible, and as thoroughly as possible, and as completely as possible, so that I contribute to the collective wisdom of the world. And I will have wealth in all 7 areas of life, already recognizing that life is perfect, and I am so wealthy. And I continue to welcome and invite in more wealth and manage it as well as I can and give it purpose and flow and clear direction, so that I can create not just for the next year, 10 years, decades, but for the generations and lifetimes to come. I do not do this not because I want to hold onto it all and say it's mine. Rather, I'm getting clearer and clearer on my message, and by creating more wealth, I can spread that message more clearly and really found the school of unlearning. And unschooling, unlearning is such an interesting idea. In the unschooling world, they're saying that if your child's been to school for 9 years, it may take 9 months before they really learn how to unschool, to let go of how do I not actually rely on someone else to tell me what to do. I'm just gonna go outside for a minute, be with the sunshine. And I really appreciate that because I now am looking at my own life a little differently. How is it that I've lived 44 years and schooled, whether it's external or internal, because I internalized the school. And now how do I be with my own school of unlearning? Part of it, oh, ha ha ha, my tripod just stopped working, ran out of power, which is so cool. So I'm just holding it right now. I'm just being with the sunshine. There's some noise in the background. And soon I'm gonna head back in, I'm gonna plug it in and hopefully charge it back up again. And it's okay if it doesn't, because that just means life will go on. That just means maybe it's time to end this as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just gazing out at the mountains, looking at the SkyTrain, looking at the dumpiness of this area in a way, of these buildings, of the industrialness of it all, and all these other condos and how shoddily built they are. And that's okay. And now I'm gonna head back in, we'll see what happens to the camera. All right. It just tilts down a little bit more. So the balance of it's not too bad for the weight balance. Ooh. In and out, in and out, in and out. All right. So I'm going to be moving locations soon. So perhaps that's actually what I'm doing. I'm going to be moving locations. So much fun. Ciao for now.